What happened with Eminem and Limp Bizkit and Fred Durst? Because of the song Girls that appears on Devil's Night, where he ends up dissing them and stuff like that.
Man, honestly, I gotta say this, man, and I apologize, but I just remember, I'm gonna just give you my not my interpret. We were on the anger management tour. It was a Papa Roach, Exhibit, Limp Bizkit, and Eminem. And D12 was a part of Eminem's show. Man, all of the artists involved that I just said, we were having the time of our life. It was a Disneyland on wheels. We had a lot of we just had fun. It was cool. We would be like, we would have like backstage, we would all be eating together. It was fun. The only thing I can remember, and this is coming from the death of Mark Hicks, Limp Bizkit, Fred Durst was canceling a lot of our shows just because, oh, I got a sore throat. He would cancel or whatever. It was like he canceled some shows, and I think people started getting pissed. And I don't know who. I can't even allege nothing of who it was, but it kind of like the tour it took a it took a it took like a negative turn, because it was like it went from, we first started out, I think we did New Jersey, we did where the New Jersey Nets play. We did that show, and I don't know if we did. No, we didn't do Madison Square Garden, I don't believe. But it just
Hey man, you
took a
gotta put the
turn.
bottle down, man. You're making too much
Oh, I'm
noise with the
sorry.
bottle.
Oh, okay. No, no, it just took it took a hell of a turn, man. And then, after the tour was over with around Thanksgiving. I believe it was around Thanksgiving the tour was over with. Because I think we were on the road for like 3 months, 2 or 3 months. And after that, when all the tribes divide up with each other, and I told you during the anger management tour, we started working on D12 album. You remember I said that earlier. So we was in that process, we were recording and just, stuff just happened. It was words being livied around, and then, it was it was you know, House of Pain, Everlast had his words, and Everlast and Limp Bizkit was cool because Limp Bizkit, I mean DJ Lethal was a member of Limp Bizkit, but he was also a member of House of Pain, who was uh artist. I mean, they were in House of Pain together.
Right. So, I mean, during that time, I remember seeing this video of M explain the situation, and he said that, Fred Durst and DJ Lethal, they had issues with Everlast as well, and they were like, "Fuck, he always comes over and smokes all my weed, yo, if you write me some shit, I'll diss Everlast too on the song." And so then M was like, "Oh, okay," and like he books like a recording session, the studio time for it and stuff, and they don't end up showing up or whatever, right? So then that's the reason why M felt the way towards them. And in the song Girls, I think he even says, like, he said he turns on MTV and then he sees DJ Lethal and on there saying like, "Oh, I don't know, I think Everlast is gonna whip his ass" or something when he sees him, to Eminem, right? About Eminem. And
It was so, but see, that's the no, no, that MTV was like our social media, because like somebody could say something, because then MTV was live, and so you had different shows, and then you had like MTV hanging out with Limp Bizkit or something, and so that's how I won't say a lot of shit got started, but MTV was like a launching ground for if you wanted to get shit started or how an artist felt about another artist. You know, with MTV News and all that good stuff.
So that situation happened, and then that's why M ended up recording that song "Girls" dissing them. But it's interesting because, like, when you look at Fred Durst in the years later when he got like interviewed by like TMZ and they asked him like, "Yo, whatever happened between you and M?" and Fred's like, "I don't know. That was my homie. That was my homeboy. I don't know why he dissed me and stuff like that." But I had interviewed Rockness Monster from Helter Skelter, right? And he was signed to DJ Lethal during that time. And DJ Lethal's label was with Geffen, right? Under Universal Music Group. And so when the beef started.
Well, Erisco, no, but it's Erisco, Geffen, A&M, though. So that would make sense. Okay, but go ahead.
Right. So under Universal, right?
Yeah, well, they was a distributor, but it's, with IGA, it was Interscope, Geffen, A&M. Okay.
Right. So, he was signed to DJ Lethal, and he remembers Lethal and Fred Durst playing the diss track from M, and he was so confused by the situation, like what happened here, Like it was such a weird situation because he thought that they were cool. Man, roll a clip. Right, but you were there at DJ Lethal's house when they played the song "Girls" off of D12's Devil's Night album, where he went off and he said, "And Lethal, don't forget what I said. I'm fucking you up, punk. You're dead. Don't think that I'm playing and fuck Bizkit." Right, so he starts going. He starts spazzing on that song. What was your reaction when you were listening to this happen?
I don't know if it was that song.
I think that was the only, or it might have been, was it Shit on You? It might have been Shit on You, huh? Wait, no, Shit on You wasn't about Limp Bizkit, was it? I don't remember. Anyways, one of the songs, they're playing one of the diss songs, right?
Yeah.
And what is your reaction when that's going on?
I was confused. Like I was genuinely confused because they played it and like I think I was out there with Tank and GY. Those are my two Bad Style Rock brothers, right? I was out there and we in Lethal's crib, like we just confusion. Like we looked at each other, me and my boys, we looking at it like, what was that? Like this nigga, like niggas ain't even know what to say. Niggas got lost for words. Like what the shits? This nigga just. And then they just started talking about it a little bit, but I don't remember. Like, so that's another one of those situations where the details I don't remember. I just remember the feeling. You know what I'm saying? I remember the vibe. The vibe was wild. Like, what the fuck is that? What just happened? Is this real beef?
Shortly after that, I guess DJ Lethal's label got dropped.
Yeah, but you can't put that to.
No. But he agrees. He said this too. He said that I don't want to say that happened as a result of the beef. Like M called for that, but you never know. Like the people higher up can sometimes make those kind of decisions based off of like who's really like paying the bills.
Well, let's just put that. Let's go back to my old Mark Hicks. My old saying, the forest and the trees. And that's like, if you got Eminem is $1 billion baby. And I'm not casting aspersions on nothing, but this is just me. And let's just throw Eminem and the whole thing out, but you're not gonna shit on something that's you making you that's not keeping the lights on, but one of the main motherfucking things that's you making money off. That would be insane. So and it's behind the scenes, maybe somebody was like, "Hey, can you strike this off of this record?" And maybe Lethal. And I'm being very presumptuous right now, but maybe they didn't want to, for art and integrity, maybe they didn't want to change nothing. Who knows?
Yeah, for sure. And that's another thing that Rockness Monster.
Yeah, that's the deep.
What'd you say?
No, I said that's a deep one. I don't, I can't. I can't
Yeah.
call that, but it was, but once again, the genius of Eminem, and this is something that, of course, M has his own studio and he's creative, but M is always working. So when you say like, I don't want to even, I don't know, cause I wasn't at that girl's session, but I will say that M just got songs for days, for days, for days, and however he feels, however, whatever the way the pen writes, M was like, so he might have been feeling the type of way, and he might have, created a song that day or whatever, So I don't want it to, and I gotta say this, and maybe I am breaking the fourth wall or whatever, but the integrity of D12, for the integrity of the D12 record, I don't think M specifically, I know you didn't say this, but I don't think M specifically wrote that song
Specifically.
specifically wrote that song for the Eminem album. Huh?
You mean
What do you
you don't
know?
think that he specifically wrote it for the D12 album?
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. How did you
Okay.
interpret that?
You
How
said
did you
he
interpret that?
didn't specifically write it for the Eminem album.
Oh, I'm sorry, for the D12 album. It's just something that it got on the album, but I don't think he specifically wrote that for the D12 album.
Got you.
I don't.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, what was your reaction when you heard the song though?
Man, we was dealing. You know what? It comes with the territory. It's every day. It was some shit. Every day, man. It was people was coming. Cause man, when you and I know you at the top of your game, but man, every day it was some shit because the crew, we had all eyes on us. We had like all the fans loving us. I'm just talking about the whole Shady team. We had the fans, we had the best women in the world. It's like, man, I mean, we had like, man, I mean, shit, look at it. The handsome guy, I was hitting models, you know what I mean? Me and my crew, I'm just saying, I'm on the totem pole. Which, I do gotta say my handsomeness played a part in that. But man, we had the girls, we had the money. The Ice Cube. Why you laughing, man? Oh, I thought you, man, it's like this. What did Ice Cube say? Give me the mic, give me the money, give me the girls, and I'm straight. And we had it all. We were there, man. It was it. So, I mean, with that being said, everybody was coming for the crew. Motherfuckers was taking shots. Like I said, it became fashion to diss Eminem and the crew. It became like, okay, let me give my, what? I'm kind of warm. I'm kind of cold right now. I'm kind of chilly willy. To heat my ass up, let me go make a comment about D12, or let me go make a comment about Eminem.